Okay, let's do one last harder average rate of change problem, and we're going to look at the function 1 over x plus 3 minus 1, and we're going to try to find the average rate of change between x equals 3 and x equals 3 plus t. So I'm again going to go ahead and write out my function formula for average rate of change, and again it's basically just a slope, my y minus my y's over my x minus my x's. I'm going to go ahead and make that 3 the b, 3 plus t the a. And I'm going to say, well, I'm definitely going to need to find f of b then. And I'm going to need to find f of a. So let's find f of b first. So f of b, I'm going to sub b, so b is 3, into my formula. So 1 over 3 plus 3 is 6, minus 1. To fractions I'm subtracting, so I'm going to find a common denominator. And I'm going to get 1 minus 6 over 6. Once I have a common denominator, I can write it as a single fraction, or negative 5 over 6. So great, okay, I already have one part of it. Let's go ahead and try to find f of a then. 1 over, instead of x, I'm going to sub in a, so I'm going to sub in 3 plus t. So 3 plus t plus 3, because my x was plus 3, minus 1. Simplify. I can combine my 3's, so 1 over 6 plus t minus 1. Again, fractions that I'm subtracting, so I'm going to find a common denominator, multiply my second fraction by 6 plus t. And don't really have to multiply my first fraction by anything. So let's go ahead and simplify this. So this will come down here. 1 minus 1 times 6 is a minus 6. Minus 1 times t would be minus t over 6 plus t. Can combine my 1 and my minus 6 to minus 5 plus t, all over 6 plus t. Okay, going to sub this now into my formula. So I have f of b is negative 5 over 6. I have f of a is negative 5 plus t over 6 plus t. And I'm subtracting them, so I'm going to write the minus there. And I'm going to be kind of careful. If I'm writing the minus there, I know I'm subtracting this whole thing, so I'm going to distribute it. So when I minus this, I'm actually adding the plus 5 and subtracting the t. Okay, so then on the bottom, I get b, again, b was 3, minus a was 3 plus t. Again, if I'm subtracting, I need to make sure I'm subtracting both parts. So minus 3, distribute that minus, minus 3 minus t. So, going to go ahead and weirdly bring this thing out to the side probably, I guess. On the bottom, it shouldn't be that hard. On the bottom, I just have t, and I actually have a negative t because the minus was distributed. On the top, I need to get a common denominator. They don't have much in common. They have a 6, but it's not like I can multiply this just by a plus t. If I did, I would get 6t. So I'm going to have to multiply this by the whole thing, 6 plus t. So I'll do that to the top. Then same thing here. They have the 6, but now to get this second denominator to look like this, I need to multiply it by a 6. Okay, so if I do that, on the bottom I get 6 and 6 plus t. On the top, distribute my minus 5, so negative 30. Minus 5t, distribute my 6, plus 30, minus 6t. Okay, so going over a little bit, if I combine like terms, and the top I still have 6 plus t, and I have minus 30 plus 30 will cancel, minus 5t, minus 6t, did I do something wrong here? Yeah. Minus 11t, and that is all over negative t. So I'm dividing fractions. I can write this negative t over 1, and hopefully I remember that if I divide fractions, then I flip the second one. So really I have negative 11t over 6 times 6 plus t times 1 over negative t. because second one would be the bottom. T's will cancel, so I'll have negative 11 over 6 times 6 plus t. So can get a little complicated, but if you can remember how to work with fractions, it's still just doing the exact same thing.